He felt very strongly about that. He felt that the people themselves should represent, good or bad, right or wrong, but he absolutely believed in representation. And I say, that man has done more, not just for American Samoa, has done more for the territories than any other that I had ever known in my life's experience in working with him. Not just in Americans, all the Micronesian islands. The current status of Federated States of Micronesia, the Marshall Islands, Palau, are all because of Phil Burton. You wouldn't believe it was difficult for me even. How do you justify having a congressional delegate from this little dinky territory at that time with only about 40,000 people? And I kept asking Congressman Burton, isn't this somewhat of how do we justify having a small little territory being represented in the U.S. House of Representatives as a delegate? And Phil Burton it says it's not the population, it's because you're a territory. And that's all that mattered to him. Because Guam had a delegate, Virgin Islands had a delegate, Puerto Rico, of course, has a resident commissioner. And because we're a territory, as far as Phil Burton was concerned, you should also have representation. Now, the interesting thing about this, the Interior Department did not support the idea of these delegates coming from these territories because they wanted full control of whatever happens in the territory. And by the way, at that time we had appointed governors. It was part of the Plum Book where you had the highest GSA rating. This is where the political payoffs, I can tell you right off the bat, one of our appointed governors came from Washington State because he was a friend of Ehrlichman of the Nixon administration. And after that, one of our other governors was appointed as a Democrat because his father was chairman of the Interior Committee, Espinal. Another delegate that we had during the 60s when Kennedy came in was a friend of Stuart Udall. His name was Rex Lee. He was looking for a job. Another governor we had was my good friend Earl Ruth, who was a congressman from North Carolina. He was looking for a job. It was the GS-18 rating. You did not even have to get Senate confirmation. It was literally a pure plum job for political payoffs for whatever it is, whether it comes from the White House or from the Secretary of the Interior or from any other influences on whatever new administration we have, Republican, Democrat, or whatever.